Hey guys, Dan here, and better, Sterling Self-Defense. Alright, coming at you another video. Alright, here we go. We're going to be testing some barrels today and a suppressor. So we're going to use non-modified, brand new. This way we're just seeing what barrels do and suppressors do. Nothing modified, right out of the box. Brand new Sicariis GD50. Alright, bring you guys over, set this up. This way we know there's nothing else affecting numbers but barrels, suppressors, stuff like that. And I'll turn it up to, they come turned down, so hold on, we'll set it up. Velcro from hell. Alright, brand new, out of the box. Gonna move the box away. Got a room over here. Hold on. Alright, we take the Allen key, just open it up a little bit. They're factory set low. Forget what Allen key it is, so I'll just take one out of here. It'll be one of these two. Let's see which one it is. Okay, it's the bigger one. Alright, now these to turn them up are opposite. They're counterclockwise. Usually guns are clockwise, but these are counterclockwise. Alright, feels alright. Alright, where's my other barrel? You know what I did with the stock barrel? Hold on 1 second, put you on pause. Let me go find the stock barrel. Alright, I am back. Alright, so I had a customer. He wanted to put one of the new Defense 24 new suppressors onto a new Sicariis, but the Sicariis barrels are non-threaded, so I threaded a barrel for him, and he sent me one of these Home Defense 24. He paid for it on, I think, MCS he got it from. So I threaded a barrel to fit it. It's like an M15 thread, kind of weird thread, but there we go, it works on. So this is stock barrel length, but with the stock barrel length, you can't put them on because obviously it doesn't stick out far enough. So to use the stock barrel, you have to take this compensator off, which I will do right now. Hopefully not lose that screw. Alright. There you go. I'm going to take this stock barrel off. That other barrel's from another one. And I also made my own barrel. We'll test that too. I made one longer so you can put it on with the with the compensator. So we'll test all different ways. All right, where's the one I threaded? Okay. Now with these, they're like a two-stage barrel. The D10s and breech are another part that's stock in the gun, and the barrel is just a separate piece that goes into there. So it's not a breech barrel per se. A lot of threads. Now, so it looks a little long, but the compensator's off. It's the stock one. All right. I forgot to heat up the shop before I'm testing, so my CO2s are kind of cold. Let me stick them in my pocket for a couple minutes while we're loading it up, because it's cold in here. It's like 50 degrees, so CO2 is going to be low. So I'll keep them in my pocket, and hopefully they heat up by the time I load everything. I got tons of stuff in the way. I'm testing everything in the planet today. Okay, load her up. I forgot what these weigh. I'll put it up on the screen afterwards. I weighed them last time I did it, but I forgot what they weigh. I don't use 50 cal stuff too often, so I always forget what they weigh. Ah, damn it, won't drop all over the place. All right, I guess Badger's going to get to eat that one. That is that. All right, so we're going to fire it. With the suppressor on here. Oh, you know what? We'll fire it without the suppressor first, then with the suppressor. Yeah, I'm going to be blowing through CO2 in this test. All right. Check that afterwards. All right. Let me pause it, give it a little while for CO2 to heat up in my pocket. Because 50 degrees, you don't want to test it because it's super low. So give me a couple minutes. Okay, and we are back. He's better. Dead asleep. He's not amused by this video. Sorry. All right. Hey, guys, this week, crazy busy. I know, guys, I help a lot of people on Facebook Messenger. They always message me all the time for problems with the guns and stuff, and emails, and also through the website. People call me. So a lot of people this week, I know I haven't gotten to a lot of people, but you got to realize I'm on the phone with one guy. I'm on Facebook Messenger with another guy, and I'm video chatting, trying to go through fixing problems for people. So there's only so many hours in a day. So, you know, if you let me send me an email and I haven't gotten back to you yet, hey, man, I talk to 100 people a day. You know, it's tough. I can't get to everybody. I do what I can. That's all I can freaking do. So, you know. And one thing I want to go over, too, I was talking to a guy in the UK. He messaged me. He's like, oh, my effort, none he got from me. He got from the UK, and he got all his mods from other people. He's like super inconsistent. Sent me a video. Was double shooting, all kinds of crap, not firing right. So go on video chat, going through all the shit. First thing I see is like, Jesus Christ, man. He's got a 3D printed cap on the back. He's got a VKS bolt, and he didn't want to spend the money, I guess, whatever, to get the right cap. So he had a friend of his print one. That's retarded. Don't ever fucking do that. That's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. You know, there's a lot of guys. I'm not bitching about people copying my shit, but they do. But you know, one of the guys, a lot of people know, copied one of my body caps in aluminum, and it blew up because it wasn't thick enough. And that was metal. So now I find out there's guys out there 3D printing them. Dude, it's going to blow. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. A lot of pressure going through that, man. That could kill you easily. I don't care freaking how much you're saving. It ain't worth your life, man. Come on. This stupid 3D printed part behind a bolt. It is going to break, and it's going to hurt you badly. So don't do it. It's going to blind you. You know, at the very least, you're just going to get blinded. Maybe killed. You know, shot the jugular, shrapnel. Come on. Eyes gone. Bad idea. It ain't worth it. But anyway. That wasn't a problem. Didn't blow up, even though that was scary as shit. I just wanted to tell people, don't fucking do that. That's just dumb as shit. But anyway. So, going through everything. Detents are right. Checking this, checking that. I checked his bolt, slid it on, slid in the barrel. Wasn't getting stuck in the barrel, anything like that. That was all good. Moved on to the regulator. Moving the regulator back off. Checked the releases, all that kind of stuff. That's all good. But he's going through the video. I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute. Sear spring looks off. I'm like, what's the sear spring? Oh, it's a VKS spring. I'm like, where'd you get it? Because it didn't look right, obviously. So he's like, oh, I got it from Canadian Riot Balls. I'm like, there you go. You know, they sell, call it, oh, yeah, it's original parts. It's not. You get the springs, you got to cut it and bend it. It's just some cheap spring. You got on Amazon for 10 cents. A cheap bolt spring, you got on Amazon for like 15 cents. And a little grub screw that cost 5 cents. So, like, under 50 cents he paid for everything, and he's charging you $70 for it. All the stuff I use comes from Pepperball. It's spec'd and made for their guns, so all the speed is the same. And guys think, no, it all looks the same. It's the same size, same color. Yeah, it's fine. I'm like, dude, it's not. He's like, well, it looks the same. So I'm like, watch. You're having all these problems now. All right. Take the sear spring out. Take the bolt spring out. Take your original FSC spring and sear spring and put them back in it. And they're shit compared to the VKS spring. And I'm like, watch and see how it works. So he puts the FSC, weak little fucking sear spring in there, weak little bolt spring. But at least their timing's matched because they're made to work together. They're not graded high power. That's why we change them. But he puts it in, boom, 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 flawlessly, no problems. He's like, thanks, man, no problems. He's like, oh, I'm going to get the real springs, but for now, they're working. It works fine. I'm like, hey, get rid of the cap and, order some good springs or stick with you're better off with the stock FSC springs than these guys cheap fucking Alibaba, Chinese springs. They're not matched. They're not the right tension. No matter what anyone tells you, I've heard the same thing from numerous people. They're like, yeah, I got this kit from whoever. A lot of guys sell them because springs are cheap. And you can make springs too, but they're not, none of them are right for what we do. They don't get the right timing. But guy after guy after guy, yeah, my gun's working like shit. I don't know what happened. What'd you do last? I got the PRV Delete big ass spring kit. I'm like, all right, from who? Blah. Someone who can't get parts from Pepperball. And I'm like, take them all out and put in your stock springs and see what happens. Yeah, that took care of the problem. I'm not getting as high as power and consistency, but it's not doing all those things again. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Springs are meant to work together. They're spec'd. I only buy OEM springs made from Pepperball. I can make my own springs. I have all the machinery to do it. I can make the right tension, everything. I have the equipment to measure it, everything. I can make the exact same springs. But no, I buy from them. Yeah, it costs a fucking fortune to buy parts from Pepperball, but they're what should be in there. So that's why I pay more for them, and that's why you charge for them. It is what it is. When you want your guns, you're depending on your lives with these. You're going to skimp. And with these guys, not even skimping, they're paying more. This guy was from the UK. He bought that kit out of Canada, so he paid $70 for the kit, plus God knows what he spent for shipping, all to make his gun work less. And like shit, not be consistent at all. All right, so enough ranting. Let the rant go as CO2 is heating up, so now we should be at room-ish temperature. Oh, now my cigarette went out. Well, I just done a little bit. I load the CO2 up and get my lighter. Light my cigarette. Yeah, cigarettes are bad. Red Bull's bad. Blah, blah, blah. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Gotta have some kind of license. Alright. Okay, we're all loaded up. Air up. We're all aired up. Safety glasses. Alright. Now, first test, all stock barrel, just turned up. See the numbers we get. And let me see what kind of noise we get. So we can check the suppressor and see if it's actually working. Alright. Oh, I need more arms. Yeah, where can I put this where you can see it? I'll call it out to you. You don't need to see the names. The decimal. Alright. Let me reset this. Power on. Alright, so right now in the room, that's the noise everything's making. I'm going to set it on max, so it just picks up the max, which will be this shot. Alright, first shot. Safety off, first shot. 348, 88 dB. Take another one. 336, 88.9. All right, that's enough because CO2 is going now. I'll show you that. So that was the high. It was 88.9. Remember that. Now I've got to put a fresh CO2 in, so it's all doing the same thing. We'll test it with the suppressor. See what it does to changing the power and see what it does to changing the noise. Now this is why I usually test with HPA, because Doesn't matter. It's always consistent. It's always 1,000 psi going through it. So it's better for testing. With CO2, you got to make sure when you're testing, your CO2s are the same color. That's why I keep them together in my pocket of the same color, the same temperature. So now they'll both be tested, those first 3 shots with fresh CO2 at the same temperature. Hold on, I just want to let because it makes this cold inside of here too. I don't want to have it cool down. So that's the pain in the ass about CO2. When you want to do a consistent test, you got to go through all these procedures. And at that point, you're hoping that the CO2 levels are right in the canisters and such. So when you're testing with CO2, make sure the CO2 comes from the same box. So hopefully they're around the same. Air up. All aired up. Now we're putting the suppressor on. Now the suppressor is adding length, so we'll see if we get any more power out of it compared to the other one, and we will check the noise. Well, it looks cool. Definitely looks cool on there. I would have done a different thread, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to reset this. All right, there's a noise in here now. I'm going to put it on max. So the next loudest will be these shots. Yeah, let's put it right on top of my chronograph, dumbass. Nice thing about having a shop is story cigarettes anywhere. Can't do that in your basement. All right. First shot. Oh, did I iron this up? I don't remember now. I think I did. Yeah. All right, first shot. 342. I think it's a little higher. I don't remember. 81.3. $328. 82. $318. And 82. So I think it brought down the sound a little bit. I don't remember the numbers. I'll have to go back in the video. I'll put it up on the screen what the difference was because my memory sucks. All right. Next test. And this is funny. I've done a lot of work on suppressors myself, and it's kind of funny how they made this one. I'll show you. Oh, I want this all to come out. I'm going to put my new barrel in next. See how that does. Now this is kind of funny. Here's a suppressor. Suppressor is just a case, you know, with the inside with a barrel with a bunch of holes in it. Basically, that's what a suppressor is. And usually they have columns. Like I make mine with columns, so all the air and the pressure and everything goes through it and works its way down. But not how they do it here. They have the holes in the center barrel, as you see. Enough of those. Actually, I think too many. But we'll see what it does. But pipe insulation foam. Yes, it just happened to be the perfect size, so they made this to fit it. But that's the inside of your suppressor. Super high tech. Sorry, it's funny. But once again, it's not like you're paying $200 for it. You know, if it was a $200 suppressor, then I'd be making fun of this. You know, come on, use, you know, copper pipe plumbing insulation. But it's $94, and the metal's all done nice, so it is what it is. And maybe it works. We'll see. We'll see by the numbers. The most I could get, and I used chambers on mine, was 6 decimals down. I don't remember what it was on here, but maybe it's better than mine. And better than any others. You never know. I wish I could remember the numbers now. I think it was definitely lower, though. But for $94, you're not gonna, not gonna expect a really great suppressor that's gonna knock down your noise. Donnie FLs are anywhere from $300 to freaking $500, and I've tested those also, and I have them, paid for them, and they were not getting any better than mine that I made. They were getting 6, exactly the same as what I got is what they got, but theirs were super expensive. All right, now. I forgot to heat up another CO2. Hold on, I'm grabbing another CO2. I forgot I had a third test, so I needed a third CO2. Oh, third and fourth. Actually, I got to take 2 more. Because I got to do the barrel without anything, and then the barrel with the suppressor. So once again, guys, I got to pause it because now I have 50-degree cold CO2 down my pants. That's how I know how cold they are. Now I got to let them heat up to the same temperature as the other one was, all to be fair. That's what sucks about not testing. If I had HBA, I don't have an HBA set up. I haven't made one yet for the 50 cal mags. Once I do, I'll be able to test them that way. So once again, put you on pause. All right, I am back. I don't even remember what we were doing, what we were testing. It was an FSC, right? Was it an FSC power plug? No. FSC bolt kit? No. FSC sniper? Was that it? I think that's what we were doing. Nah, I probably wouldn't do that inside. Man, I get the worst memory. Sucks getting old. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's what we were testing. Sicariis. All right, where we leave off? Okay, we left off with the stock barrel. We did without suppressor, with suppressor, so we're good on those. Now, we're going to test out my new barrel I just made. Woohoo! Right off the lathe. $9 million different threads. And it really sucks when everything doesn't have the same thread, because if you know anything about lathes, bigger, more expensive lathes, you can, switch your speeds for different threads. That's what you have to do. Different threads or different pitch, different speeds. But on the smaller ones, to change the speed on your lathe for threading, you have to take all your gears out, rearrange them. It's a whole freaking pain in the ass. It's a stupid barrel with 2 different kinds of threads. Takes forever. That's why everyone's going to ask me, are you making those? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. A lot of work for a little barrel. But here we go. Now, it's a longer barrel. You can see by compensator. So now it sticks out. I made it a little extra longer, so should get some more power out of it. Oh, and by the way, guys, I didn't jack this up all the way. I just turned it up a bit. We're not really testing power. We're just testing different sizes, barrels, and the noise for the suppressor. So we're not going for the highest output we can get out of this now. We're not even worried about that. We're just comparing. So I didn't want to crank it up all the way for that. So just testing. So there it is. Longer barrel. I forget the length, but it's a couple inches longer than a stock barrel. All right. So we'll test it. Oh, CO2. Should be good and warm now. Both CO2s in the same spot. So should be the same. All right, load it up. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Now, first test with the new longer barrel with no suppressor. Let me turn this back on so we do the sound again. All right, it's on. Sound in here. Put max on. 73 is the high. All right, first shot. Did I hear this? Yeah, I did, right? First shot. 362. So longer barrel definitely gave it more power. And 89.9 is the decimal. 360, 89.9, 338, 89.9, so, all right. Now we're gonna try with the suppressor on there. But the length of the barrel, that extra 2 inches, definitely added power. You see that on the numbers. This back on. CO2 out. You know, you guys saying I'm not doing CO2 testing. Just a couple CO2s. Alright, sorry, camera all over the place now. Alright, the CO2. Letting this warm up a little bit, because when you take CO2 out, it gets super cold and it makes this all cold. So when we put the new tank in, it transfers it. So give it a minute. Make sure it's back to room temperature. Which it's good now. Alright. Break out the new pocket CO2. Load her up. Suppressor on. Wrong side. You reset the decimal meter, turn it off. So 89.9 was the decimals it was shooting at without the suppressor. Back on. Max setting is 68 right now for sound. Let's air her up. Let's see how she looks. All right, first shot, ready to go. .360, 86.2, so it did go down. 346. So we're not getting much out of the length of this. And 86.2. And 322. And amount of CO2. Took it all on that one. And 86.2 was the high. So we're at 89, so not bad. 6 decimal, no, not 6, I'm sorry, 3 decimal points, basically 3 and some change, which is pretty good for a piece of freaking foam. Yeah, that's all this stuff is, you know, foam insulation for, you know, copper pipes. But it brought it down 3. And I gotta say, what I did with all the chambers, steel wool, white grease, you name it, you know, all the stuff in a suppressor, I only got 3 more. So for all that freaking work, cutting in all the chambers, making the barrel, putting all the holes in it, mounting each chamber to the barrel, measuring it, steel wooling all through, white grease, the whole 9, whole lot of work. I only got down 3 more than that. And 94 bucks. Mine, I don't sell them, I don't make them, because if I had to sell them, they'd be too much. Because that thing, I have so many hours into making that, it's ridiculous. So it would be at least double the price of that one. And only to get another 3 decimal down. So, mainly guys get them because they look cool. But the basic point is, any air gun suppressors, I've not seen one yet that goes over 6 decimal. All the work I put into mine, I can only get 6. And all those Donnie FLs, they're nice. They're the Emperor, the Ronin. They're pretty, they're nice. They don't have them for 68 caliber. You know, they have them for the PCPs. But they're only getting 6 too. For all that money, I don't know, the Emperor's like 400 bucks and the Ronin's like 300. I forget the exact numbers, but it wasn't worth the money to get down 6 decimal points. Not at all. All right, that's it. So not too bad of a test. The new longer barrel worked pretty good. I bore sized it pretty correctly. It is, you know, good, so it's not too tight. So with that barrel, once I turn it up, it's probably going to get some much better numbers than it would stock anyway with the stock barrel. So that's it. And guys been bugging me. They want a shop tour. Hey, once you're doing a shop, give us another shop tour. I ain't done with shit yet. I'm still working on everything. Shop's a mess all over the place. The machine shop's still a mess. Shit all over the place. So I'm working on it. Just, you know. One thing I did want to show you guys though, a good idea I want to do with everything coming up. 2024 is gonna be fucking insane with all the political bullshit and crazy stuff and elections. It's gonna be nuts. So you never know what's gonna happen. Power might go out, you know, riots, blah blah blah, whatever. So I was putting a lot of thought into that. The worst thing, you know, when or even storms, stuff like that, is losing power. Back when I lived in Jersey, in Hurricane freaking Sandy, we lost power for 2 months. We were by the shore. And we didn't have power for 2 months. We were running a generator for 2 months. Everybody was. Hundreds of thousands of people. Freaking nightmare. So good thing to plan, especially guys. What I'm doing is I'm taking, I built an upstairs studio apartment in the shop just because I had the room and for the hell of it. Never really finished it, but anyway. What I'm doing is I'm getting, I have a solar system, a couple solar panels, not a lot, just testing it out for a small area, and a wind turbine that I'm going to put up. And I got a power bank in there, like 4 batteries, 100 amp hour. I'm going to see how that works. I'm just going to power the apartment and see how it goes. You know, lights, TV, stuff like that, and see how it goes. Because you want to have some kind of backup. I recommend everyone have a generator. I have a generator too. But when the power goes out, you don't want to run a generator 24 hours a day. Because, shit, gas is going to be, in a big storm and shit like that, gas is super hard to come by, man. We couldn't get gas for shit. There were lines were miles long to get gas, and they'd run out before you got there during that storm. So you want to have a Jenny, you want to have some backup gas, and, you know, recirculate it, because bad gas you don't want. But anyway, you don't want to run it 24 hours a day. So a little solar system with an inverter that you can clip right into your panel works great, and with a good battery bank. And you can make a battery bank big as you want. But guys with shops, a good way to test out to see if it'll work for your house, you know, whether you're, you know, a small little maker shop in your garage or your basement, you know, put a small system in for that area and just run that area 24 hours a day off that and see how it goes. And that'll, like I'm doing, that'll show me how much I need for the whole shop and how much wind I'm getting, how much sun I'm getting. And instead of buying all the crap to do the whole building, let me figure out what I actually need and how well it works. And I figure I'll document some of it so you guys can see it and know what you can do. But I figured a great test and not too expensive doing a small area. Like if you're working out of your basement, if you're working out of your garage, maybe a little addition, whatever kind of shop you're working out of, you know, just run that off. You know, you don't have to get windmills. If you don't have wind where you are, I get a lot of wind. It's windy shit. Crazy windy here. So I got a small one. So not super expensive. I forgot what the whole thing cost. Probably like a couple grand, you know, for this small system. But we'll see how it works. I'll show you guys the beginning of it now. I'll take you over there. I'm in the middle of cooking a steak here, so you'll hear it sizzling by. My dogs are waiting to get to that bone. Nice big fat steak. Hold on, I gotta flip it. I'm slow cooking it during the video. Oh, yeah. Don't overcook it. Drop that down a little bit. Yeah. Sorry about that. Hey, get out of here, buddy. Get out of here. No steak for you. You go. No steak for you. You a bad dog. Go. Go. No steak, Zach. You get the bone later. All right, here we go. Back in the shop. Whoa, all over the place. Tripping over stuff. All right, it's a mess here. So basically, I don't know if you guys can see. Well, let me show you what's going on. The turbine's on the floor. I've got to put it together. There's all the fins. But here's my battery bank. Over here, got those Light Pro batteries. 400 amp hours. All going to be wired together. We got, I think this is it's a 3,500 watt inverter, like 7,000 peak. Solar controller for the solar panels that are over here. Just 2 panels. I forget what watts they are. But I got a panel all hooked up. So I can transfer over regular electric to feed this panel or feed it out of my battery bank here. I'll get into that in more detail later when I get more of the system installed. But now I just got it basically set up. So, but I still got to put the panels up. It's been windy and rainy, so I haven't gotten to that yet. So I'm going to put the solar panels up. They're over here. You know, not real big ones. I have to go out there. So let's see. But you can buy kits that have most of this stuff in it. What are these? These are just 100 watts. So I have 200 watts ones. So that's not a lot at all. But I want to start out small and see how much it can do. So there's a lot more stuff I'm not mentioning, but I'll get into that more in another video once I get it all working, and I'll go through it on so you guys maybe try it out. But I really recommend it. And I have guys go nuts with generators. They go out and they get like a 10K. You don't need it. You don't need. For decades I've been using generators on job sites and houses, so I pretty much know what you need to do a house. Even with you can 6,000-7,000 K is all you need, and you can do central air conditioning. It'll do everything in your house, and you can clip it right in your panel. So if you're going to get a generator, I really recommend getting like a tri-fuel, because then if you can't get gas and gas goes bad, you want to leave it in there. They have generators that take propane, gas, and diesel, or all different combinations. But that's the one I got, and I run mine right now just off propane. So if I ever need it, just propane. It's never seen a drop of gas. Because the problem is with those, you fill them up with gas, they sit for a year, gas goes bad, it's stale, you run into problems. So that's why I really recommend those. But you want a gas one because if there is a problem, shit going on, propane's going to be one of the hardest things to get. So get yourself some extra tanks, but in the interim, run it off propane. Don't use gas till you really need it, where it's an emergency and you're going to be running your house for days. Then start using gas. And this way, it's a nice dry tank. You got to worry about bad gas. So that's what I do anyway, and what I recommend. And it's in the other side of the building, so I'm not going to walk all the way through the dark and show you that. I'll show you that in another video. But I have it set up. A lot of people have a transfer case where when the power goes off, it goes right on. I don't need that. Well, I have it set up right by my panel, so if the power goes out, I click the breaker off to the pole, and I have a 220 breaker in there, so I can just hook my generator right into the panel, and it lights up everything. So you're not running plugs and extension cords. See, most people don't realize you can actually run your generator right in your panel. Most people that get a generator, they're like, hey, honey, give me a cord, find another cord, give me a 100-footer, and you're running cords all over your house. You got windows open, and it's ridiculous. Now, run it right in your panel. It's real simple and easy. Just get and I recommend getting a 220 generator. 110 and 220. This way you can get both poles on your generator, on your electrical panel. So basically all you got to do is get like a 60 amp breaker, 220 2-pole breaker, single phase. Put that in an open space if you got one in your panel, and you just wire it right into there. So when it's needed, you just turn the Jenny on, turn the main breaker off to the house, and turn your feed breaker on, and boom, you just lit up everything. And you never know like you didn't have power. But the good thing about having this kind of backup is now you don't have to run your generator 24 hours a day. Now when the sun's out, it's giving you power, and you're coming off that power and your battery banks. At nighttime, obviously, you're not getting any sun, so your bank's going to start dropping down. You might still get some wind off the turbine, but when that drops down, you can have it set up so your generator comes on when these are low, and now your generator is feeding through this system and running everything. And at the same time it's running everything, it's topping off your batteries and recharging those. And when they come back up to a level to where you can run everything off them again, the generator flips off and you're back to running off your bank. So you're not running 24 hours a day off your generator. You're saving gas, propane, whatever you're using, and you don't have to listen to it. And plus, you don't, all your neighbors go, wait, you hear that? It's a generator. Come on, let's run some cords over to Dan's house. No, you're not. Because you know what happens. You get a storm, you get every neighbor in the world. Hey, I got 600 feet of cord, man. What did you plug in? Just my refrigerator, really? Yeah, I've heard that one before. Just my refrigerator. As soon as they get it plugged in, Jen's like, what? Guy's running air conditioning and everything else. Yeah, he's in the hot tub, Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, now it goes. Freaking neighbors. That's why I live out in the, kind of the woods now. I don't have to worry about neighbors. I still have some, but not too many and not too bad. All right, let's go through here. What other stuff we got to look at? All right. Oh, here's my favorite addition to the shop lately. Ah, the urinal. The sweet, sweet urinal. There we go, guys. Come on, you know you want one. That's a beautiful thing. I'm too lazy to walk all. There's a bathroom upstairs, and there's a bathroom on the other side of the shop. But I'm lazy, and this is close. So, and it's cool. And I took some new camera systems. Got the new ones that pan all over the place now. So, always doing something in the shop. That's why I get nothing done. Whoa, 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 whoa. All over the place here. You can see I've been using the lathe a bit. All right, well that's it for me, guys. Yeah, I'll once I get the shop all done and cleaned up, I'll get a tour going. But I got to stop starting new projects and finish the ones I got going. I got kind of ADD on that. I just love starting projects. I hate finishing projects. So I got a fucking 50,000 things that are 80% done. Well, like my apartment upstairs. I don't really use it, so I got that like 80% done. I'm like, it's boring. Move on to something else. But anyway, that's my deal. All right, phones are ringing. Guys, stay safe. See you on the next one.